Are you an empath? Are you somebody who feels things so deeply in your body? Can you not watch scary movies? Or are you somebody who connects so deeply with the people around you? You might find that you're really curious or connected. Maybe you are a really good helper or self-identify as a healer. Well, today I want to talk to you about why your inner empath needs an inner parent. And the best parent that there is your spirit. So hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach people how to plug back into their innate divine GPS, their intuition. And today I want to talk about your inner empath, your spirit, and how to best protect this beautiful, beautiful gift of yours. So if you're new here, hi, welcome, hit subscribe, like, check out all my free gifts. I have all sorts of different things, meditations, quizzes, tons of tools, because I am so pumped to help you connect with your intuition and develop a relationship with your beautiful spirit. And if you're returning, hi, thanks for coming back. I'm so happy to see you. And today we're talking about a subject near and dear to my heart, your spirit and your sweet little empath. So when we think about empaths feel before they think. I know I'm an empath. When I'm around somebody, the first thing that I do is I can feel not only their feelings, their vibration, all of these things is this beautiful download. And it's wonderful because in some ways it's magic. I see people in such a crystal clear way that allows me to understand who they are, how they operate, their woundings, their needs, the unspoken things. But at that same time, if we're not aware, because we can tune into the other feelings, vibrations, all of it of other people, what happens is we can often decenter ourselves. We can often unconsciously end up taking care of these people, whether it's our family members, whether it's at work, whether it's people that we're connected to. There's a whole wide range. It could even be the person at the grocery store. And that can be a challenge. And you know what that sweet little inner empath needs? An inner parent. That's your spirit, because your spirit will tell you what is good and true for you or not. It's kind of like if you think about a little kid who needs to go to bed, and their mom or dad or parent will lovingly tell them it's time to go to bed, time to unplug the Kindle. I mean, you don't unplug into Kindle, but it's time to close the book and turn off the light and start to unwind, because it's good for you to get enough sleep. And that's the same kind of vibe with our sweet little empath, because our inner empath is absorber. It's an observer. If it's an absorber, it's curious, it's connected. And what it needs is a part, your higher self, to say, okay, that's not your responsibility. These are the places or that's not your burden to bear, or that's not your feeling, that's somebody else's. And there's an interesting thing. Emotions are contagious, literally. They're almost like infectious diseases. That's why if you're on social media and looking at a lot of negative things, or around somebody who's really negative, we get infected literally with other people's emotions. And the funny thing is, especially for empaths, a lot of times we aren't even aware that it's happening until it's too late. So that's why we really need to connect not only with our spirit, but our spirit to give us clear boundaries, which is our true yes and our true no, so that we don't end up overly taking care of other people's feelings instead of checking in with our own. Now, when we think about when I even think about my own sweet little inner empath, I could think about all of the times where I've been at a party or, with a girlfriend or somewhere where I have gotten stuck, listening to somebody's life story, listening to the things that are going on, and have been cornered as a way to try and take care of these other people, giving them tips and tools, and then leaving feeling so energetically drained. And you know what? My little sweet little inner empath that wants to connect, that wants to help, she's not the one who needs to be in charge. It's my spirit. So let's talk about how to actually get out of so much feeling into connecting with our higher self that can help us trust the spirit of others, which means that we don't have to overly be responsible for other people, for their life experience, for their path, the things that they are going through, that we can compassionately connect, but also respect their own divine sovereignty. Now, the first thing is that a lot of times our inner empath doesn't trust other people to take care of themselves, and often feels that it's a way of caring to be overly enmeshed in other people's life experiences. And we can even have this sort of disordered way of thinking that if we say no, or if we have a boundary, or if we end up not, that somehow that they won't be able to manage their own emotions. And so a lot of times empaths have really big trouble with saying no, when in reality, no is your favorite best word, because what it does is it gives you a moment to disconnect, gives you a boundary, it gives you a safe, sacred container. And if you can think about, we need containers. You need to know where the walls are. You need to know what you can push up against. And if you're with somebody who you're sucked into a conversation with and they're just downloading their whole life story and all of it, you need to be able to take a moment. First of all, slow down. Start to connect to your own feeling body. Start to connect to your own spirit. And your spirit and your body will tell you what's your true yes and what's your true no. You might be feeling ungrounded or uneasy when you are on the receiving end of a download of somebody's blah, blah, blah. Or you might start feeling some unease in your own vibration that isn't yours. So when we can start to slow down and connect by even taking a breath, we can start to give ourselves a moment to choose. Then we can start to even connect and create and practice some simple boundaries, like, I trust that you'll figure it out. That's one of my favorite go-tos when I'm in that kind of situation. But two, a really important thing that we can do is actually start to create a sacred space and container for ourselves at home. This can be a place where we can start to connect with our spirit and ask our spirit, what are the things that are true for us? And that means that, one, looking long and hard at our relationships. Do they feel equal? Do they feel good? Are you breeding some resentment? Do you never like to call your friend Courtney because you always end up on the phone and stuck and she gives you too much unsolicited advice? Okay, good information. That means that your spirit and your sweet little inner empath is trying to take care of Courtney, but Courtney can take care of herself. And your spirit will tell you, that doesn't feel good. Courtney, I don't want unsolicited advice, or that I also need time to talk. So looking at your relationships, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Using that too to start to get clear on what you would like. So even thinking, how much alone time do I need? How much time do I need with other people? Do I like sharing my things? Do I like being helpful? What are some tools and things that I can practice to say no? How do I even navigate saying no? These are good tools and keys that we can ask our higher self to start to give ourselves better relationships and even practice outs. And three, a really important thing is we can practice trusting the spirit of other people. A lot of times our empath is connected to our little ego self that really lovingly wants to care for others and sometimes suffers from what we call too much caring. And in that place of caring for others, we don't check in with our needs, our wants, our desires, and often, like I said, overly do for others. Feeling like they can't take care of themselves or manage. I had a client who was with her boyfriend for years, and she wasn't in love with him because she was afraid of what would happen and him hurting his feelings. When in reality, she wasn't happy and suffering. And until she made the decision that I have to take care of myself and trust that he can take care of himself, and then made that decision to take and make a split. And actually, It was the best decision. Now she's happily married with a baby, and her ex also happily married. On the other side of that was a better relationship and a better fit for both of them. So your inner empath that can connect and be curious and be loving also needs your inner parent to say, that's not your responsibility. That's not your sandbox. And when we can do that, we can have more clear, energetic relationships. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. This is a practice, and recognize that temporary discomfort of setting boundaries and checking in with our true north is hard in the moment, but will create real change that actually feels good. And so if you're feeling like with that first time you say no or set a boundary, just practice by taking a few deep breaths and even connecting with your spirit to say, it's okay, where you can get some nurturing and comfort. So I'm sending you all my love. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with a friend, leave me a comment. It means the world to me. And don't forget to sign up for my weekly newsletter. I send out a tip and tools, and I have tons of practices, free gifts for you, because it is my greatest joy to connect with you. I'm sending you all my love. Bye.